Hello there, lovely. Good morning and welcome to Camnet TV's Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Youth Day. To all the youths out there, my name is Tapelo Joe Smata. Now, today we are commemorating Youth Day and we reached out to various political parties that we have right here in Zambia. And obviously, seated on my immediate left is a representative from the United Party for National Development, the governing party, joined by Mr. OLINS MATAMBA. He comes from the UPND media. He is a media team member. He joins us this morning. Good morning and good to see you.
Good morning, Tapelo, and thank you for hosting us.
Fantastic. Seated on my far left is Bravo MULENGA, joining us from the Socialist Party. Thank you so much for joining us, comrade.
Thank you so much, comrade, and I'm happy to be here. It's
Fantastic.
my first time being on Camnet.
Okay.
So I assume we're going to have a very interesting discussion.
Of course,
Yeah.
be at home.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and we're expecting a representative from the Opposition Patriotic Front to join us this particular morning. But for now, we kick the ball rolling. Gentlemen, as per custom, we have what we call the newspaper headlines, where we zoom on the different or various daily tabloids that we have in the country. We get your views before we get into the nitty-gritties of our discussion. Dear Director, let's go to our daily tabloids. We start with the broadsheet, the Zambia Daily Mail, which runs with the headline, Constitution Sacred to HH. State House says President can't alter national document. Fantastic. Alcohol abuse, ticking time bomb, warns Minister of Health. All mines should belong to Zambia Chamber of Mines. Okay, gentlemen, there are three main headlines, then two sub-headlines there that I've picked out. Let's start with the Constitution being sacred to President Hakainde Hichilema. Let me start with you, Mr. Matamba from the UPND.
Thank you very much. Indeed, a constitution is a sacred document to any organization. So when the president says that a constitution is a sacred document to him, he's very right, and I agree with him totally.
Okay.
Because that's a fundamental guiding document of what we do in a nation. Very important. Very important. And I know this is being birthed from what the statement that he made in Kasama. Of course, a lot of our experts that understand these issues of legislation and how to formulate and to come up with a very good constitution have spoken, and they're still speaking, they're still debating. I'm not an expert in that space, but I can only zero in on one component which he mentioned, and it's very vital. Proportional representation in parliament, especially for women and the differently abled people. I think, for me, I stand with the president, and we must take that route.
Okay.
Of course, yeah, especially if we meet consensus.
Okay. Comrade Mulenga, coming to you, Constitution sacred to President Hakainde Hichilema. How do you interpret that particular headline?
Comrade, a constitution is not like any other document. Maybe like an SI or maybe an act of parliament. But this is a document that speaks life to this country. So even as President Hakainde Hichilema comes out in the open to say, we want to amend the constitution, we want to include this, we want to subtract this, there must be consensus and agreement with the people of Zambia. And priority also matters. Are we in a crisis where we've got a constitutional crisis at the moment? I think we can all agree that at the moment we don't have any constitutional crisis. The crisis that the Zambian people are facing is the cost of living. It's the load shedding, it's the fuel, it's the bag of mealie meals. Those are the things that the UPND must focus on.
Okay.
The time to review or to amend the constitution will come itself when the Zambian people give the mandate or they give a go-ahead to say we need to amend the constitution. But at the moment, as a Socialist Party, I feel it is not yet at the time we need to go into a constitution amendment process.
Okay. Still on you, Comrade Mulenga, the Ministry of Health says that drug or alcohol abuse among youths or in the country is a ticking time bomb. Your views, seeing that this is Youth Day?
Comrade, I'll tell you one thing. One of the most contributing factors of mental health in Zambia is related to alcohol.
Okay.
Okay, if you go to Chinama, you find, I'm a nurse by profession.
Okay.
I'm also a law student. So, the first time I went to Chinama to do my practical attachments there, I found that almost all the fouls, especially for the young people, are alcohol-related mental health.
Okay.
So this is not a small work that we need to do, not only for the UPND, but even for us that are in the opposition. It is something that we need to take seriously as a country, because youths are going on the left side.
Okay.
Youths have got nothing to do, because they've seen that everything that they have to do, some of them, they can't do anything if they are not sober. Some of them, they rely on the same, even the access to alcohol is also a problem, because there is easy access to alcohol by the young people. You find at 08 hours, yes, of course, there are laws where you can't open a bar at 10, but you find people sell even on windows. So without, before we even go into the details of it, I think alcohol concern is it's something that needs to be given attention, comrade, and our youths are being destroyed by this vice. If at all we are to empower the youths, we are to give them what to do, we are to distract them with productive things to do, I'm sure we are going to have a lessened problem in that regard.
Okay. Mr. Matamba, let me come to you. The Ministry of Health has warned alcohol abuse is a ticking time bomb. This is Youth Day, and obviously the youths are going to be not that productive today, it being a public holiday. And most of them, actually when we were coming, we found some that are already getting high or happy on illicit brew known as kachasu or kankram, like they like calling it. What is your word to the young people?
Oh, young people and alcohol. Alcohol is a problem. Most alcoholic beverages, if you get a bottle, I wish you had one here, it's even written warning. There's a disclaimer there on the bottles. Alcohol is injurious to health. Okay? Then it's written plus 18, meaning someone must be mature enough and in their, able to make a decision for them to pick that bottle and drink.
Okay.
Now, the youths are coming from homes. I like what Auntie Judy says. He says, families are nations. Yes, the Ministry of Health has warned from the health technical point, but now they are coming from homes. So my generation and the generation of the youths, there's a very big gap, and that gap is deliberate because I'll mention it in this way. It is deliberate because the youths themselves have detached themselves from the leaders, who are family leaders, who are fathers, who are mothers. And then with the fathers also, we've lost the values of that cultural background we're coming from, where we had very strong extended family bonds. Even the neighbors, for us the neighbors would even discipline you. But in this time and age, this generation has put itself very far from us, and then we also, the parents, somehow we look like we have given up on the youths. So before it becomes a national issue or a legal issue or a legislative issue, it begins first as a family issue.
Okay.
The society setup, that's where it is coming from. So once that the bonds are broken within the family setup, youths become loose. And then there are issues of peer pressure. He's saying that he's a student of law. When they go to the University of Zambia, you know, we see the way the students behave. At the University of Zambia, they go at East Park more in the evenings. You see the way the students are. While on one end they are very academically up, they are intelligent, but then socially irresponsible on the other end. So it's a thing that we need to work on. First of all, for me, my core, before registration, it is the family. Families are nations. We begin with the family. Of course, the legislative part comes in where we've got laws. You know, when you go to ZRA, where they impound stuff there, you find a lot of ethanol there. Some of it 100% for industrial use. Okay? And you go into these compounds again. Where we're coming from, where we stay. So if he doesn't report that my neighbors are producing illicit alcohol, instead, as a youth, he goes to buy instead and he drinks. Then, you know, it's difficult for the government, the law enforcing agencies to come in and then sort out this issue of alcohol. The issues of peer pressure, like we were saying, they go into university. If they're coming from homes where parents were not strict and then they didn't inculcate a certain manners, I mean morals and that culturing into them, when they go to university, the guy will graduate as a drunkard medical doctor who knows that alcohol
is this why now that
health.
you've brought out the aspect of drunkard medical doctor, is this why we're having cases of an intern doctor allegedly raping a patient?
It's possible. It's possible. There are things that we want to really get to the state or to the governance system, but yet they are a responsibility. They are actually a basic responsibility, a primary responsibility of the primary caretakers of the kids, who are parents. They may be biological guardians or elder brother who is keeping a sibling who is younger than them. So it's the issue of nurturing. It's the issue of nurturing.
Okay, fantastic. Dear viewers, the number is right there on your TV screen, 0973852700. It is there scrolling on your TV screen. It is youth there. Come through, give us your views, ask your questions, and obviously you can engage us via our Facebook page as well. Leave a comment there or a question. The two able gentlemen will be able to address it. Let's go to another daily tabloid, dear director. Okay, we go to the Daily Nation. A High Court fires ZNFU boss. Orders that Jevi Zimba, the Zambian National Farmers United president, or is it supposed to be union? President to immediately vacate his office, cancels the annual general meeting which was scheduled to take place tomorrow. Youths cautioned growing culture of social media abuse. Let's do on that. That's a very interesting one because it borders on you, the youth. Mr. Mulenga, let me come to you. Youths abusing social media. We have seen youths using unpalatable language, demeaning leaders, demeaning parents, to an extent of demeaning the head of states. You might not like the individual, that occupies that office, but at least respect the office. What is happening to the young people?
Comrades, where we are coming from, or where I'm coming from, the Socialist Party is a party that anchors so much on discipline.
Okay.
Dr. Fred Membe, if you look at him, even he's seated next to you, you see discipline in him.
Okay.
The way he dresses, what he eats, how he talks, and whatever he does.
Okay.
You know that this man is disciplined. So, it is a homework for all of us, those who follow him, to also be disciplined. Of course, we may differ politically with the President Hakainde Hichilema, with the UPND, we might differ with PF, we might differ with Citizen First. But social media, I think there's some kind of abuse by the young people, of which others can justify. Maybe sometimes it's frustrations. Okay? Sometimes it's frustrations. Economic frustrations can also lead to that. But we are not championing that the youths should be insulting national leaders. We are not championing that the youths should be abusing social media, because social media is something that can be used to empower and also to equip the youths in terms of businesses. We've got a lot of people that are making social media to good use. Okay? Even myself, the businesses that I run are anchored on social media. If Facebook today, for example, goes off for 24 hours, it means I will not make money for 24 hours. Okay? So, but coming to other youths that we've seen insulting the leaders, of course it could be frustrations, but it should be a major concern. And it's been something that even our president, our general secretary, including our national youth chairperson, Comrade Kelvin Kaunda, has been coaching us to say, in as much as you can have different views, there is a way in which you can bring out your views so that you can be heard. In as much as you can be frustrated, in as much as you can be angry, but there's a better way in which you can engage. But this is something that we've seen, and this is something, that's why you never hear a Socialist Party youth being in the headlines of a Socialist Party youth insulted who, you never hear that. That's why, even before you go for a TV interview, even before you go and engage the people in the communities, we are coached.
Okay.
There's what they call JEP, is what we call JEP, Justice, Equity, and Peace orientations. So there's no Zambian youth who is in the Socialist Party who has never undergone a training. So for us, we are trained. Okay. Even the way you respond to questions on TV, you are trained. Socialist Party is the only party in Zambia. I was in PF some time ago. But Socialist Party is the only party that I've gone to where even before you are given an appointment, you have to sit in class for 3 days. Okay? And the president himself will teach you. The general secretary himself, Dr. Cosmas Musmari, will teach you on discipline, on justice, on equity, and on peace. On how to respond to questions, on how to engage the media, and on how not to be abusive. Okay. In whatsoever way you can be frustrated or you can be provoked. So social media and the people that are abusing it, we might agree, we might differ in certain terms, in the way we run the country and in the way we do things. But abusing it to an extent that we are seeing from other, politically, in inverted commas, sponsored vuvuzelas, I think, as SP, we don't approve that. But also, we also need to caution the people that are enforcing the same law so that they are not selective in how they administer the discipline or they enforce the law. Because if I attack someone on social media, maybe last week I saw the other person, you see the police, they will be unleashed on a certain particular person, but leaving out the other people. So the other people also see it as a segregative or a selective kind of enforcement. So if we put it on a silver level or we put it on a flat surface, we also need to not to be selective in how we come up in terms of disciplining or enforcing the law. If someone from the UPND has maybe verbally insulted a political leader, let them be disciplined. But if they are not disciplined, you assume to say they have a blessing from their top leaders. If someone from Socialist Party does something, they should be disciplined. If they are not disciplined or they are not condemned by their leader, if I say something wrong now on this interview, then you see Comrade Friedman goes quiet. Impliedly, you think that he is of the view or he supports that. So we need to curtail and we need to condemn where we know to say our young people are not going in the good direction, especially the leaders that have got the responsibilities to discipline their members.
Okay. Mr. Matamba, let me come to you. Young people are abusing social media. Your views?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
That's number one. I know he was talking about issues of empowerment in relation to social media. It's got nothing to do with that. Because an ordinary phone, a smartphone, sorry, I think the cheapest would be 2,700, around that range, unless if you bought it on the black market. So if someone can afford that, so it means they are someone who is not empowered as a youth, really, or he's coming from a family where there's no, they're living below the what do you call it, the poverty data line, cannot afford bundles, cannot afford a smartphone. So it's an issue of the behavior of the youths. And then you mentioned something about, someone maybe is condemned or they are not condemned, they are allowed to do what they are doing. There is no leader who can be happy that the youth that belong to them and they are wearing their shirt will go on social media, abuse it, and then they don't condemn it. I like what President Hakainde Hichilema says. You are on your own. I'm sure Bravo you've heard that statement. You insult, you're on your own. You go violent, you're on your own. You steal, you're on your own. It goes back to what I said earlier on. It's the setup where we're coming from. The setup, the nurturing, the culturing. Look at Australia. Is it poverty that is causing them to abuse social media? No. Have they not passed a law to restrict to the age of 16 and above? Yes, they have. Are you aware of that?
No.
Australia, yes, they have passed a law restricting the use of social media to only people that are 16 years and above. Anyone below 16, they are not allowed.
But Mr. Matamba, on that one, Australia has passed that law where people only 16 years and above should be able to use
social media because they were abusing it.
Now, in the Zambian context, we are seeing people above 25 years, above
Abusing
30
it.
years, abusing social media.
I thought we were saying youths, like the headline says.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
somebody
I was trying to
said he's a
focus.
youth.
Yes, I know there is that guy. Is it the Zimba guy? Or what? The one who insults also. He doesn't insult like individuals, like leaders.
I don't want
he produces
to give, I don't
insulting content.
But I don't want to give. I don't want to give.
Mm.
I don't want to give relevancy to people that are not productive, and the only thing that they can do on social media is to insult for them to garner numbers or for clout. But we have seen people that are youths that have continued abusing social media, and those that are above 40 that have continued to abuse social media. They use insulting language. But my surprise is when insults are directed towards a politician, then that person will be considered to be a danger to society. Then youths are abusing social media. But we have seen older ladies, older men using unpalatable language on TikTok, on Facebook, on these social media platforms, and they are let scot-free. But when the insults are directed towards wait,
before I lose my thought, before I lose my thought, you are talking about if they are directed to an individual, nothing happens.
To a politician.
If you're to a politician, then they say they are a danger to society.
Yes.
I think you know the reasons why.
But when they are directed to a fellow citizen, they are let scot-free.
It is still wrong. But the difference is this: if you direct it to people that are in politics, they have got followers. If you direct it to tribe, you know their numbers.
Exactly.
So the effects become very different. For example, if an individual,
but isn't that a crime?
It is
Using insulting language.
It is on both ends.
Okay.
Whether it is directed just to an ordinary individual or to a politician. To a politician, the challenge is this. You've seen when a politician is picked or is arrested by the police. How many people go there?
Of course, they're sponsored.
A lot of people go there. You, the people with cameras who go there, the media. It attracts, there is a lot of traction around that case. Don't the police arrest people every day? As we're speaking today, probably they've arrested someone.
Yeah,
Okay.
they would arrest someone
Yes.
who is not politically connected
and
to
it will
the
be quiet.
UPND.
No, not to the
Okay.
UPND.
Yes.
Not to a UPND. Not to a UPND. Even who is not politically connected
What
to
makes you
socialism.
say that, Mr. Mulenga? Wait,
It's
Mr.
because
Matamba, wait.
we were just in Petaoke for the by-elections.
Okay.
Okay. Our members were assaulted. Okay.
By who?
By the UPND.
Members.
UPND members.
Okay.
Comrade Stanley Mubasa is in South Africa right now. Our national youth secretary. Okay. He was beaten in Petaoke in the presence of is it Trevor Trevor Mwinde. Okay? He was beaten. We went to the police to report, and you would see.
Bravo.
To say, wait.
No, Bravo must be truthful.
You come in.
The pictures that were trading on social media, it was people that were wearing UPND regalia. The other guy was hurt right in the back.
Mr. Matamba, wait.
In the back of his
let
head.
him finish. Let him finish.
I never saw any picture.
Let him finish. You come in.
On the media.
Mr. Mulenga, you are protected.
A lot of our members were beat, and this is the problem that the UPND have. When they know that you're camping somewhere, they always want to unleash cadres and come and disperse you. Okay?
So that happened in Petauke.
The time we were in Kawambwa, for the by-election.
I think that's not news. Because we didn't see it on the news.
No.
What we saw in Petauke, one was the UPND.
Say you did not see it on the news.
Wait.
Say you did not see it on the news. It was everywhere. On social media, we posted on our page. Prime TV covered. If I believe even Camnet covered. Okay?
Did you?
Wait, let him finish.
Okay? So, the problem is, this is what I was even saying in our preamble. The discipline or the law enforcers are selective. Okay? If you've seen, just a few days ago, is it the day before yesterday, there were those ladies that were insulting the member of parliament for what's the name of
was it a female member?
Yes,
of Mambirima
member of parliament. You've seen those women. They were about 12. They were just insulting. And
which part are they from?
They're from the UPND. They were wearing, those are UPND. You can tell these are UPND.
How do you tell that these are UPND?
One, they were putting the regalia. Those are structures in the UPND. You can tell. Okay? They were, you did not see it. They were in UPND shirts, in chitenges, in caps, and they were flashing all the flags of the UPND, and they were warning the said member of parliament.
Okay.
Have you ever seen any statement from the UPND to condemn that?
Wait.
How can you fail to identify someone who's on the camera?
Okay, Mr. Mulenga, are you done? Are you done?
No, let me just wind up in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Bravo.
Allow him to wind up.
How can you fail to identify? He's asking to say were they identified. If I had an opportunity, I can get my phone and show him. These are UPND members. You cannot run away from your members. Second, right now we are discussing on social media the issues of white men. A docket has already been opened. Why? Because he's not a UPND attached person. But these 12 ladies or women who are insulting the member of parliament, have you heard any docket? Obviously, maybe someone would have reported, but always, like he's saying, the president will always say, you're on your own. But on your own also means that they are sweeping the dirt under the carpet.
No.
Okay.
No.
Mr. Matamba, okay, Mr. Mulenga. Mr. Matamba, let me come to you. He's saying there was spirits of violence in Petauke where one Stanley Mubatsa was assaulted, occasioning actual bodily harm by your cadres from the UPND. He's taken us to Kawambwa, similar incidents. He's given us an example of women hailing insults. I have seen a video clip as well, I must admit, of women that I'm able to identify, that I've interacted with from the UPND.
Please,
like he's saying. Let me find out what is happening here. Are we seeing selective? Wait.
Before we shift from the
no, we are not
the abuse of the social media, I'm going to answer whatever you said here.
Please.
But I want to go back first of all. The president is very clear. This is one of the most disciplined men that I've ever come across. You can't point negativity in his life. Of course, he's not an angel, he's not perfect. It comes because of how he was nurtured, how he was brought up, and then personal discipline.
Let's remove the president.
So the president,
the
listen, is the flag bearer of UPND.
But let's look at the party, the members.
Is the flag bearer of UPND.
Let's put the president aside for now. Let's look at the members.
I will look at the members, but I cannot put the president aside because he is the #1 flag bearer of the UPND. So the president says, if you commit a crime, you are on your own.
Okay.
Rule of law. You've heard that statement come out of his mouth several times. If anyone commits a crime, according to the laws of Zambia, and even the pronouncements of the president, Hakainde Ichilima, that person is supposed to be reported. The normal process of the law must take its course and must be prosecuted if found guilty. Okay? So saying or assuming, because that's an assumption, that if someone from the UPND insults, nothing happens to them. The question is this.
But comrade, so far,
listen, brother. If you have not reported a crime, how do the police come in?
But you cited the
No, it doesn't need to take. Look,
if they reported, they said, because what he's talking about, for maybe I may not have come across it, but for why me, all of you have seen it. Based on that, you have
No. Let us not mention people that are not going to add relevance to our discussion.
Yes, but he did mention. That's why I've mentioned it.
Please.
If someone commits a crime, the president is clear. The person must be reported and he must be imprisoned.
Okay.
Social media, he mentioned it several times. TikTok, I remember I mentioned it in Kitwe. We were with him in Kasempa. I mentioned it day in, day out. We are seeing people insulting him on social media. They are not only insulting him, they are insulting even other innocent people. Individuals, they have a difference. He begins to insult, mentions that person's name, and they make a video and they throw it. It has got nothing to do with UPND. It has everything to do with the morality of the individuals behind what they are doing. We have a lot of youths in UPND.
But why are we not seeing these individuals being taken to task?
Unless someone must report.
A politician is insulted.
Someone, Bravo, how many of you reported?
The police.
Wait, question. Bravo, how many of you reported?
Wait, that's when we see the police swinging in action.
Exactly.
If a politician,
it doesn't need to take someone to report. If something is
don't
in
we
the
have
public,
laws?
How many times has the Socialist Party reported issues, including Fredman?
A lot of times.
Exactly.
A lot of times.
Exactly. Is it only the UPND that do that?
Now the problem
even
is
me, for example, if a youth, for example, even Bravo here, if Bravo chooses to produce content that is defamatory, something that may incite people to take the violent path, I will report you.
Mr. Matamba,
I'll report you,
Mr. Matamba, I'm putting you on the spotlight because you're coming from a ruling party.
Yes.
We saw I don't know whether he's your member, but this individual produced obscene material on social media, which went viral. And the response when we queried police public relations officer, Mr. Amonga, when we queried him in the police group, WhatsApp group, the response that he gave us is that police are still investigating the matter. It's 2025. It's 2025. The police are still investigating. Let me finish. The police are still investigating a matter of a known individual that produced obscene material on social media that went viral, and this person actually says he's affiliated to your political party. And we have individuals.
You have names of that.
We have individuals.
We have, but you can't just mention them.
That claim,
you know the person we are talking
that
about.
That claim that they are affiliated to your political party.
No, I can't
why in the
operate on
forefront?
assumption.
Wait, Mr. Matamba.
I can't operate on assumptions.
These are not assumptions. You know this to be true. We have individuals that say they are affiliated to your party that have gone on rampage to insult individuals, to demean individuals, and to produce obscene materials on social media. We query the police spokesperson. He tells us police are still investigating this matter. If it was a politician or an individual who had done that to a politician...
Mr. Tapero, let's deal with specifics here.
No, we are very specific. We can't mention individuals.
We cannot be just throwing this person on assumptions.
No. These are not assumptions. These are facts. And why I'm saying this is that Zambia in itself has got laws.
Exactly.
And why are we seeing seemingly a selective application of laws? No wonder people are taking advantage, because some individuals who choose to be abusive on social media and they claim to be affiliated to your party, they are let scot-free.
The law is very explicit on crime. Report, the police investigate, they arrest, they hand over to, you know the Criminal Procedure Code.
And the police are still telling us that they're investigating, Mr. Matamba.
You have a duty to go and follow up on those
when this
cases.
individual has been identified positively in this obscene material.
Actually, your words speak against you.
How?
Because you said you queried on a WhatsApp group. You walk into an office of a police station, my brother.
Come on now.
You know it.
Come
You
on
know
now.
the procedure.
We queried
Bravo.
when-
You go directly, not on a WhatsApp group.
No, we've got a procedure how we handle things as reporters. You are a media practitioner. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
where is the complainant?
When those materials were produced, obscene materials were produced, we produced videos and said this person has been positively identified as such and such. Then we got the response, and the statement came through. In fact, after we queried, there's a statement that was produced. It's there on social media where the police themselves said we are still investigating the matter. When the individual in those obscene materials was positively identified, isn't that selective of justice?
No, my brother. The police gave you a statement.
That they're still
They are
investigating.
still investigating.
This is 2025
And you have
March.
a duty. Listen, you have a duty, especially as a media personnel. You have a duty. I'm sure when you were in school, you are the component of investigative journalism, isn't it? You have a duty.
What is that to
You have a
investigate?
duty.
When an individual has been positively
you go to the
identified.
police. You say this individual has been identified, so and so and so, and become,
So what is
you
there for
yourself
me to
become a complainant. Report officially, unless if the wheels of justice will not turn.
They are not turning in this case.
No.
Can I
You
just
left
chip
it
in?
loose.
Let
You
me
left it loose.
come in.
Bravo.
At one time,
You left it loose.
Mr. Mlenga,
sometimes, comrade, sometimes we must just learn to call a spade a spade.
Exactly.
We must also learn to accept where we are falling and where we are doing good. So, if we have to be frank with each other here, number one, Chera Tuguta, I'm not even better about the bush. Okay? You saw what he did. He went viral on social media, where I can say he published his nakedness. He's a UPND. That's a fact.
Is he UPND?
He's UPND.
Is he not just a UPND sympathizer?
No.
He's not part of the party structure.
Listen.
He isn't.
Listen. Even if he's not part of the UPND structures, Chera Tukta was a photographer of the president, or the presidential photographer. From there, he went to Brazil. Okay? Right now,
Didn't the president
Mr.
record?
Matamba, you'll be given.
Recalling him doesn't mean his membership has expired. That's number one. Recall him, even you, when they recall that you're no longer the media personnel in the UPN, doesn't mean that your membership ends from there, comrade. So, he was recalled, of course, but he's a UPND. In Kawamba, we were with him for the by-elections. He was with the UPND as well as the Socialist Party. So how do you now start distancing yourself from Chera Tukuta, who you know? He's
So
a UPND.
Wait.
So,
leave the questions to me.
Yes.
Please.
Tapel.
Please. I'm in charge.
So the problem
Leave the questions
is,
to
so the
me.
problem is the UPND.
Mr. Matamba, you'll be given
The
your time,
problem
don't worry.
is with the
Okay.
police, working under the instructions of the UPND, they are always investigating.
Working under?
The instructions of the
No,
UPND.
police are professionals.
Yes, they are professionals on paper, not in practical. Okay? They are professionals, yes, on paper, but not in practical. Secondly, the issue of Chera Tukta, they are still investigating. The issue of the Sujilite in Wapula, even up to now, they are still investigating. The ministers which they told us no, we're investigating, I don't know if it's about 15 ministers who are involved in some corrupt activities. The ACC have never even gotten back to us.
I think
They are still
I think that's
investigating.
where we have
No,
a problem.
wait.
No.
At least that's where we have
No.
a problem.
Now-
Assumption.
Let
No.
him finish.
These are not assumptions. This is what they told us. This is what they told us. The ACC came in the open to say they are ministers.
I attended that
They are
press.
doing
Yes,
what?
they are cabinet ministers. We are investigating
Over what?
for suspected of what? Corruption.
SAS?
Yes. So if they have finished to say there's nothing, why haven't they gotten back to us to say no, we are done with investigations, nothing?
Okay.
Or we are still carrying on investigation and this is how far we've gone. This is 2025.
Bravo, are
Okay.
you?
Wait, Mr. Matamba, now
you
you can come in. Now
Yes.
you can come in. Don't ask him
Yes.
questions.
Okay.
Please
Mr.
answer
Tapero.
to the concerns that have
Mr.
been raised.
Tapero, you are a media person.
Please.
You remember? It's no longer a bill, it's an act now. Access to information.
Okay, can I tell you something about that? It's not yet operationalized.
It has been.
The minister has to assent.
My brother.
Yes, it's not yet.
My brother.
It's not yet.
My
I
brother.
can tell you that.
ACC has an inquiry desk. You can go there. How far with these cases? Unless there is certain information that may jeopardize their investigations, they will give you a proper professional response. The challenge that I have in Zambia, especially this discussion, I have my political friend here. You know, preferences and biases, sometimes they cloud our thinking and our judgments. So you would want something to tilt to your, to what you believe in, from the partisan aspect.
But what's the
listen,
position?
at the expense of national patriotism.
No.
Listen, my brother.
Give your position.
Allow me to speak.
Yes.
He spoke from a position of bias, saying that
No, I won't allow us to discuss ourselves.
Yes,
I won't allow us to discuss
I'm discussing
ourselves.
his statement.
No,
that
I
the
want
police are only ethical on paper, and not in practice.
Of course.
Those are professionally trained. You understand? Selected from all tribes
You are not a
in
police
the country and from
Mr.
all.
Matamba.
Listen, but I understand what the police is
But
all about.
I've given you my own side, where
Yes.
we are told that they're still investigating.
And I've told,
You have
and
seen
I
that
asked you a
statement,
question.
right?
Listen, Mr. Tapelo, I also asked you a question. And I also raised the concern that how would you just inquire on social media?
When it
on a
happened,
WhatsApp group?
wait. We inquired in the WhatsApp group when it happened.
Instead of going
No.
right at their offices and knocking at the
No,
police.
technology has been advanced. I don't need to walk into Ray
No, you
Amongo's
can.
office. I can ask him
You
via
can.
phone call.
So if you're uncomfortable,
I can send him a
with
text
Ray
message.
Amonga, you can go. You can
No.
escalate
I can send
to
him
the
a text
superiors
message.
and then ask from them.
When those obscene materials were produced, Mr. Matamba, we inquired via the WhatsApp group. Then the police themselves answered the general public when they issued a statement that they're investigating, and this is 2025. They're still
They have to
investigating.
investigate. Supposing it was AI.
Come on now.
How long should it take
How
for the
long
police
should it take?
to investigate?
Anyway, we don't have a police spokesperson here.
We don't have a
So,
police person
address
here.
those concerns,
That's why
yes.
I have advised my comrade here, and you, our anchor here, that you should go to the police and officially inquire.
No, that issue. Let me answer.
Inquire.
That
And the
issue
reason
has
why
lost
I'm telling you,
relevance.
listen, the reason why I'm
It
telling
has
you
lost
here,
the relevance.
the reason why I'm telling you this is that everything, when a police makes an error, people, instead of dealing with the police themselves, you switch it to the UPND. I'm giving an example. For example, the last week, 5 C5 police officers were arrested for armed robbery. Everyone was quiet. But things that are a little bit petty, you want to say, no,
No,
this people will say, no, the UPND, no, it's the police. Why
Mr.
didn't you
Matamba,
go and praise? You
Mr.
are the
Matamba,
socialists. Why didn't you go and praise the police that, oh, you police
No,
officers
no,
are very
no.
professional. You're even able to arrest your own police
No,
officer.
that-
But anything
let-
else
let-
that happens,
No.
you want to make it very political. Yet we have systems that are
Okay, let's
enshrined
make
and
progress.
established.
Let's make
That-
progress, Mr. Matamba.
Let's make
on
progress,
that
yes.
one, that one, it's the UPND page that produced that write-up about the C5, whatever. I don't want to go into detail with that. But the police themselves never issued a statement. Isn't that strange? The UPND as a party produced that to say C5, this. But the police themselves never issued a statement. We queried in the group again. We posted that same screenshot from the UPND and queried. The police spokesperson never answered. Up to date, the police haven't released a statement. Dear Director, let's go to another daily tabloid. Let's make progress, gentlemen. Okay, what's the next daily tabloid? Interesting conversations here. This is why I like politicians in one room. Very interesting. If into Tafile Balancer, this hell on earth cannot continue. Remember, your president there, Comrade Mulenga. Local gold miners still poor, Unza lecturer. Calabar bemoans plight of desperate youth. Tonse plans countrywide protest on constitution. Gentlemen, which one would you like us to go with? I don't want to choose for you. Yeah, Director, you can bring it back so that my guests here are able to choose for themselves. Which one do we go with?
I would go with the statement by my president and
Okay.
President Fred Member.
Let's start with it.
Yes. Comrade, defend the fair balance.
Nishu.
UPND has failed. That's the number one thing. There is no
The look from Mr. Matamba.
there is no in any other way you can define failure
Okay.
apart from what we've seen in the UPND. Okay.
Mr. Mulenga, help us. If you're talking about failure, he was talking about specifics. If you're talking about failure, where has the UPND failed and how can they improve?
Number one, umuntu ni pamala. Okay? Even for you to enjoy the so-called free education, you have to have something to eat.
Okay.
Okay? You cannot just go at school with an empty stomach. UPND promised a lot of things. UPND promised heaven on earth. That's why my president is using the term, this is hell now. Instead of being in heaven, we are now in hell because of the UPND. Just a few years ago, the essential commodities and how much we are buying them, they were at a very, very affordable price. The cost of living, the inflation, load shedding, you can go on and on and on to mention the failures of the UPND. Selective justice, incarcerating people. I don't know any opposition political party leader who doesn't have a seditious practice charge at the magistrate court.
Okay.
Every week, we are always at court. It's like now, court to Womapa court, comrade.
Okay.
It's like court to Womapa court.
But when you commit a crime, should you be let loose?
Yes. Now, this is the number one thing. This is what we are talking about, selectiveness. Just the General Secretary for the UPND, he called the Catholic bishops Lucifers. Where is he?
Honorable Batuka Imenda.
Honorable Imenda. He called the Catholic bishop.
Let's not discuss people.
As
okay,
he's the CEO of the UPND.
Let's not discuss.
He's the CEO of the UPND. So if we are discussing the UPND, technically we are also discussing him. He called the
I'll let it pass.
I'll let it pass. The bishops as Lucifer. Where is he? Is he in the corridors of the courts? No.
Did anybody report him?
A lot of them.
To the police?
Our former Deputy Secretary General, Comrade Antonio Mwanza, he reported the matter.
To the police? To
the police. Okay? Nothing has materialized from that. Now, when we are talking about hell, look, the UPND have been singing. They've been singing each and every day about free education. Okay?
Isn't that a good thing?
It is a good thing, of course. But we are talking about
Thank you.
It is a good thing.
Thank you.
But we're talking about the quality. And also, look, our brothers and sisters who are in boarding schools, they pay about 2,000 kwacha for you to be in boarding, right? So how many days are they at school? They are about 90 days because that is 3 months, isn't it?
Okay.
So if you are paying 2,000 kwacha for you to be in boarding school, in other words, you'll be there for 90 days. So if you divide 90 days into 2,000 kwacha, that is about 22 kwacha per day. How many times is someone supposed to eat in a day? 3 or 4 times, isn't it? So if you are can you make a budget in a 22 kwacha? Can a school feed you in a 22 kwacha? Morning, afternoon, evening, and maybe nagaraka past 16. So if you can't survive, even just comrade here, can you make a budget? Can you have 4 meals in a day in a 22 kwacha? Comrade. Those are jokes. Those are jokes. Comrade. UPND have brought hell in Zambia. Even just buying an egg now. An egg that we used to buy. You know, the other day, I run a small shop. So this customer comes and says, Ndefo kwa money. So I tell him, ili ni nifo kwacha. Elo anji kushashani. Ni shamba ni yako hata maiga ama yoko alifo.
He was right to ask you because where I stay it's 2 kwacha 15 and some shops 3 kwacha.
So now even if it's 3 kwacha,
we have to talk about specifics. Maybe it's a golden egg.
No, where you are and where we are. I stay in Kamwara, comrade.
I
I stay in Kamwara. Okay? And Kamwara is just near to town. So okay, let's work with his number 3 kwacha.
Okay.
So now this customer asked me to say nishi ama ni elimu yako hata mayoku ya tatu.
Okay.
Just few months ago, we were buying an egg at 1 kwacha. In some shops, even 15 well.
No.
Sugar, cooking oil, fertilizer, ngabunga. Every day, if you defeated a paper. Just last night, I was watching a clip for President Aka in the Ichilema, where in the opposition he was saying, ifintu imitengo shire nyina fechira ushiku but ama salaries tamulunda chira ushiku.
Bravo, I'm very disappointed with you.
But right now
you need to speak with a comparative analysis.
Mr. Matamba, wait.
No,
okay.
Just
Mr. Matamba, wind up.
You just start throwing numbers.
Okay, wind up. Are you done?
I'm speaking facts, comrade.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds, yes. I'm speaking facts.
So that
is it not true that UPND told us that the dollar will be below 15 kwacha? It is now at 29 kwacha. Maybe tomorrow we'll find it at 30 kwacha. Is it not true that they told us the bag of millibin will be at 50 kwacha? Is it not true that they told us that essential commodities, their prices will reduce? These are facts. This is what they promised us. So is it wrong for us to remind them to say, this is what you told us? We've got a constitutional contract with the UPND. And for us to renew this contract, it's supposed to be on performance based, not because we are going in an election. So if they perform well, we can renew. But they have not performed any better. So if they have not performed any better, why should we renew the contract that we have with the UPND? Because when they came in power, they told us this is what we are going to do. While you are at Camnet TV, you work here. They give you a contract to say, based on what you perform, we'll renew your contract after 5 years. Then you underperform. Are you obliged to renew that contract? No. So UPND has failed. Why should we renew their contract in 2026 when they've not performed according to the promises they gave us?
Okay.
Where is the logic?
Okay, Mr. Matamba, why should the people of Zambia renew the contract that they gave you?
Before I answer, I want to respond to the three gentlemen that you quoted there.
Okay.
Or maybe let me focus on Kalala as well as he calls him Comrade Membe.
Okay, go ahead, Comrade.
Okay, just throw a statement there. If into the field, we know the balance.
The balance,
yes. I'll not give a yes and no answer here.
Because he knows that
listen, my brother.
Okay,
listen,
so it is time.
You are forgetting about what led us to where we are today.
Okay.
Commodity prices are high, yes. Okay? We have a checklist as UPND of what we promised.
Okay.
Okay? We can tick. So if he says the balancer, let me begin with the free education issue and the empowerment of youth. Today is Youth Day. I've got 3 youths in my house.
Okay.
Number one, just looking at the free education issue, free education policy, over 2 million kids are back in school. What would have happened to them?
2 million.
Over 2 million.
Okay.
You know the figures. Over 2 million are back in school, and numbers are still increasing. For Eastern Province, I think you remember. I think you saw what happened last year. Even the girl child, they are the highest enrollment of grade 12. Those who started writing exams last year, ever in the history of Zambia. What led to that? Free education policy, KTC of HH, President Akainde Ichilem. Lusaka this year, under the CDF, 6.3 million, those are numbers, 6.3 million has been allocated to bursaries. You were talking about secondary school, bursary, then they are sharing it. So, apart from the administrative fees there, so the schools from that 6 are getting 3.1 million for secondary school bursary in Lusaka alone, Lusaka district, not province. Then the other 3.1 is going to skills development. Where I stay there, in Thorn Park area, Chilulu area, recently, 3 weeks ago, we offloaded 19 heavy-duty equipment, operators. They're supposed to be, to be 21. Of course, the other disgruntled ones, because of alcohol, they were chucked out. 19 graduated. We have 70 that are doing the course now. The heavy duty alone. I'm not talking about those that are doing.
Are these youths?
Yes, youths. Under the CDF.
Okay.
The skills training. So that for the balancer, metal fabricators. We have got boys today. One of our MPs, he's doing a project here in Lusaka. I'll not mention his name, but he's from Northwestern. Even came to me and said, our men have graduated. They are doing some works right now, still works right now.
Okay.
They will be getting paid. They will be getting money. Now I am Boku Balancer.
So Fide
Balancer. When did you hear that University of Zambia has protested because the students have been chased because they've not paid their fees? Excuse me? Check. Are you seeing protests around the colleges? The only thing that happened in Kitwe there, it's being corrected, it was a water issue. It had nothing to do that a child has been sent back home because they've not paid school fees. It's a balancer. So the parents, instead of spending the money at school, they will, at least it will cushion them. The bag of millimil, which is slightly expensive, that money will cover. Because they would have spent the money on school. Stress is gone. A parent will not wake up stressing. The few disgruntled who have gone because of alcohol, there is also a program that the government is doing, a balancer. Like in our, let me zero it in on my community there. We have engaged the Zambia Police. We have engaged the Drug Enforcement Commission. We have engaged Ministry of Health in collaboration again with Ministry of Social Welfare. We'll be doing workshops, rehabilitation, working, bringing back those youths that have gone away, astray because of alcohol and drug abuse, so that they can go, when they are rehabilitated, quickly enrolled skills training program. We pull them out from there, they are working. I have a video, I think you saw what ZNS has started doing.
Okay.
You saw those kids. Na mchitabu ino mwatumia pa street, mwatupela na matuzi, mwachene chita kangatu wachifala fena ma uniform. But chawa mna mtupela na matuzi. Those kids are now working. We'll be doing follow-up programs. And I would like to encourage and to urge the media in Zambia, you Camnet and other media houses, to begin to follow up on these stories. To check, to go into the communities, speak to parents, speak to the actual people, speak. You know, a politician loves sentiments. They can twist, like I've told you. I said it earlier on, biases and preferences. If they don't like you, they don't like you. The positives are there. Yes, we have issues of load shedding. You're using solar here. You told me when I was working in. Yes. Mm-hmm. So the water levels are improving a little bit. In Northwestern, where I come from, those small hydro, mini hydro power stations, there's no load shedding. Go to Ntambo there, go ask Chief Ntambo area there. It's not there. Go to Itestezi. The dam there is doing well. For us who are being fed by Kariba, we're having struggles. Yes, we agree. I think you are seeing solar farms all over. Go to Kabwe Road there, you find one there. The time we are done with this, in future when we're going to have a drought, God forbid that it happens, they will not have problems like the way we experience, because it has taught us to innovate, to be creative.
Okay.
Because we have a president who is sober, who is creative, who does not lie. If there is a problem, he says, yes, there is a problem here. Minimum prices are high. The cost of living is high. And this is what we are doing. Now, our friends will not see the process. What we are doing, which will now result into sorting out the problems which partially we inherited. The other ones came as a result of the drought that we had.
Okay.
They were even mocking the president when he said, this is the worst drought we've ever seen. This is the first time I went to Mongo and never ate fish from the river. I ate fish from the fish pond. This is the first time I went to Chavuma and Zambezi and I never ate tiger fish. First time. All the fish had gone. These guys were mocking, then slowly, they couldn't confess, say, oh, you are right. Slowly they would say drought, then drought. When they meet dignitaries from other countries and they're speaking to them who have data, that's when they would confess. Then when they're speaking to our president and to an everyday person, they switch to the usual propaganda. And you know what propaganda is? It's half truth, half lies. It's very dangerous. It's called deception.
Okay.
Because a blue, clear lie, they know that people will know. So they will speak a little bit of truth. Like an egg is, now I do my egg, he adds 100 kwacha, an egg which is going to the maximum of 3 kwacha, he adds 100 kwacha. Yes, now it was at 1 kwacha, so it is at 3. Then he adds a lie of, oh, it's at 4 kwacha, to exaggerate it. You know, listen, we are doing, yes, we are coming from different political parties. But national patriotism must be first.
Okay.
I'm UPND, he's socialist. But national patriotism must come first.
You are all Zambians. And
we are, yes, because at the end of the day, when we walk out of this, we'll be speaking together. Probably we'll even go and share a cup of coffee.
Okay, fantastic. As it should.
So national patriotism must come first.
Because me, I don't have the money. On his bill.
No, you're saying you have a shop.
There's no money.
Listen, he says he's running a shop.
There's no money on his bill.
He's running a shop. He's also using Facebook, social media to run the other business. He's a nurse. He's also at the university. They have not chased him. for not paying fees.
I pay for myself.
They have not chased him. His university is not protesting.
So you are managing, Mr. Mulenga?
He's managing.
Look.
A shop, and he's also studying, increasing on his what he has studied already. Exactly. What are you talking about?
The business environment. The business environment in Zambia is not conducive.
Okay.
But it is improving.
No, it's actually worsening.
No.
It's actually worsening.
How many plans have been set?
Wait, Mr. Matamba, wait. You had your time.
The problem
Conclude,
is,
then we make progress.
The problem is, the reason why things are not okay in terms of business environment is because the prices are changing every day. In fuel, price of fuel is changing every month. So people are unable to plan long term.
Okay.
They plan monthly. I'm sure if you are the Gen Z here, you are not planning per month, per year. You are planning per month because you didn't know, you didn't anticipate the price that fuel will be the next month. So UPND has cut the Zambian people to plan long term. Okay? Then it's not a lie that I buy an egg at 4 kwacha. Then on the business side, when you go to order things, the prices are changing every day. Okay. So if I sell maybe, let's say, maybe an egg, since it's the one that is on the contention, if I sell an egg at 3 kwacha, the other day I go to order, today I find them at 75, next week I find them at 78, the other week I find them at 80, again sometimes it has dropped, so there's no that consistency. What builds a business? It's consistency. Okay? In as much as you can be making 1 kwacha from every product, even 15 weeks, but if there's consistency in it, you will grow. But if today it goes down, tomorrow it goes up, meaning you're not making progress. Okay. Then talking of the issue of load shedding, it's not every Zambian that can be able to afford to buy a solar system, a solar panel where you can have a lighting like this. That's number 1. 2, the UPND have been talking about the issue of drought, but just our neighbors here, Namibia, are appreciating us for keeping them well on the time of load shedding. Okay? They are selling power. Okay. That's a fact. Just a month ago, they were saying, no, we say thank you to Zambia for keeping us well in this time of load shedding. So, what kind of a parent can you be where you don't have food in your house? But then,
okay.
Lastly, let me just conclude on that comment.
Before you move.
No, lastly. The good thing is when it's talking about interjecting.
That is a cheap shot.
You know?
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
When he's talking, I'm not interjecting. So
you are protected, comrade. You are protected.
Yes.
You are protected.
You see? Then, you see, in enough Moxamfian. Okay? In Wapra province. Nangumalite Masangati, yes, at 01, maybe 24 up to 04 Ninja. We got to go 04 net. Pantung and Gumuya so Kusan finish Barakatan of Bush. About Peresha Kusamataban to Aquaris. Could you have to go 02? Eh? So, I want to Malan and Sarah to Aqua Tamurica Meda. Wakwata go, we call it Akaritepe. Number 1, Peresha Kusamarite is 03. So abantu nomba bali pika Facebook body mwachishi Facebook body comrade bali pika Facebook body fu bali alira because noko kuperesha mataba tawakwete. So these are the failures we're talking of the UPND. In some way, yes, in some way they like, especially in talking, there's one thing I applaud the President Haga in the Ichilema. You know, I have a very, very soft spot for that man. You know, I naturally like him, I must confess.
Because you are beneficial
no.
education. Why
because
not have a
is this person that is so good at lip service. He's very good at talking, but in action, he's very poor. But when he's talking, wala sanga hada anasange chaume, nasanga chilida, but when it comes to service delivery, he does the opposite.
Okay.
That is where we differ with the UPND.
Okay. Gentlemen, let's make progress. Today it's Youth Day and it's getting heated up. Before we even switch, I have a text message here that reads, before we go to our last daily tabloid, how many times did the Catholic Church call HH a Satanist? Have they been arrested? that case can't even stand in court because the bishop is not Lucifer. Okay. Not indicating where it's coming from, please indicate where you are texting us from. Thank you so much, though, for that text. Let's go to our daily tabloid before we get into our nitty-gritties. It's getting interesting here. Probe fuel supply saga, agro fuels price cut after open access raises questions. This is from the News Diggers. We will hire debt collectors to recover loans. CEEC. We are not halting CDF increment, insists government. Okay, gentlemen, I'll tell my director to leave it there. Which one do we go with? Speaker Muti confers with, okay, that one we can leave it out. But these three, which one are we going with? Before I'm accused of being biased.
No, since
for
I
the fuel
Mr.
one,
Madam.
I'll leave it out. We
Okay.
have experts. I think this issue has been discussed.
Which one are you going with?
So I'll pick on the CEEC.
Okay, they're saying they're going to hire debt collectors to recover loans.
I've not read the full story, but I'll just say one thing about issues of debt.
Okay.
Zambians, okay, it's Youth Day. I think the youths must move away from that culture of not paying debt. Even in families, we borrow money from someone. They even stop picking your calls if they borrow money from you. I think it's a cultural thing. So, and I'm happy that the president has been engaging, especially the youths. I think you've seen a lot of youth endeavors, workshops.
Oh, tomorrow is going to be youth endeavor as well.
Yes, yes. The reason is very simple. We want to move, to transition from that way of life we are living, of just getting loans and not paying back. I'll give an example. For example, my late grandfather used to get free fertilizer. My father was getting free fertilizer. So I should also get free fertilizer. We are not progressing, we are not graduating. I think it's a cultural thing. We need to move away from it. CEC has suffered a lot. Very few people that are paying back loans. Very few. I must agree. Very few.
Okay.
That's why there are youth endeavors and youth workshops now. So I think you've seen the corrupt with banks. Mainly it has been TRO that have come on board. It's been ABSA and Zanaco. We hope other banks will come in as well, so that when they meet him, Bravo, I think Bravo, you should get my number, I should be inviting, you should be coming for these workshops to see, so that you see that the president, though you are saying he's failed, but he will not fail you guys. He will make sure that you are educated, he will make sure that you are trained, you are financially disciplined and literate, like he is. His wealth keeps on growing, his ranches, he's a disciplined man. He started at a very early age. Okay.
So how do the youth step into President Daga Nation's discipline?
He's deliberately. It's not by default, by the way, it's by design. He's deliberately designed these programs so that the youths can constantly be engaged. Even those that are not highly educated. We had a program, was it December? Was it December? Where the marketeers were met, women, and even the youths that are in markets at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. So that's what the president is doing, so that people can learn the discipline of setting aside what is not seed and what is seed. What is seed is what you're going to reinvest, and what is not seed is what you can spend.
We're beginning to wind up, Mr. Matamba. Quickly, let me get to you, Mr. Mulenga as well. I'll now be giving 1 minute each, so that we move quickly, we wind up. Okay, Mr. Mulenga, Mr. Matamba chose that particular sub-headline on CEC saying that they will involve debt collectors when it comes to recovery of loans. Your 2 cents.
So in number one, we are agreeing that themselves have failed at CEC.
Okay.
Because for you to find an alternative of hiring someone, it means you yourself, you have got no capacity to recover the loans. And the main problem is, it's because CEC has been turned into an institution to reward UPND members. We know that obviously the UPND cannot employ everyone. We know that UPND cannot empower everyone. But UPND are now using these institutions. So now this is where the problem CEC is facing. The money is going to the UPND members. Those are the ones that are getting the loans.
Okay.
You yourself, if you go to CEC, you take a very reasonable and powerful proposal. It will be put under the shelf. But if a UPND person goes there, applies for a loan, they will be given maybe even if process allows, even within a day. Now this is where the challenge CEC is facing. How to collect, because these are people that are attached to the UPND. Okay? So they are having it difficult to go and grab or get the loans because they know they have someone to call. They say, Mulenji kata let me cover this one is. Mulenji kata let me cover Trevor Mwinde. You understand? Mamatamba. Let me cover Matamba. You see? This is where the problem is. But if you are giving to ordinary people that want, even this is the so-called cash for work, for us as a socialist party, we don't appreciate that because it is just, for us we call it, it's not cash for work, it's cash for votes. If you see people that are even in those particular programs, it is the way to reward their members, not the Zambian people.
Okay, so we are beginning to wind up, but I'll give you a chance to respond. Is CEEC, cash for work, also CDF projects being given to UPND sympathizers, supporters, members? Because they are connected to Mr. Matamba.
Actually, Bravo just created 2 countries there.
Okay.
One country is called UPND, the other country is called Zambia.
Okay.
Yes.
How?
So, a member of UPND, who is he?
Make us understand.
He's a Zambian. You, who are you? Zambian. When you are enrolling at the school, do they ask you which political party you come from? They just ask for your results.
Okay.
You show them, I've passed, you know. They don't say this one is socialist, this one is UPND. Remember, I said that we may come from different political parties, but national patriotism must be first.
Okay.
And as a young man, Bravo, I think I need to make him a very good friend of mine. I want to tell him to begin to teach him how to differentiate between issues that of political rhetoric and things that of national patriotism. He must differentiate. CEC has been there. It is a creature created by the government, not by UPND. CDF has just been enhanced by the president, who happens to be a flag bearer of UPND. It has been there. It was there. It was at 1.6 million. I explained to him that paying loans, it's not only CEC. Go to the banks. We had Ms. Ngamero speaking there. She explained, Zambians I don't know if, now let me not say by nature, by culturing, we are very poor at loan repayment.
I have even mobile money
yes, even mobile money platforms. So even Zamcash was giving UPND.
Wait.
Bravo.
Wait.
They almost closed. Did they close?
No, they're still there.
They're still there. They almost closed. So when he begins to say it's because the UPND have failed, that statement is a political statement.
Maybe why Mr. Mulenga is saying this, it's because he has seen in the past how CEC has been abused by political parties by giving monies to awarding loans to political cadres. We have seen this in the past.
You have seen that in the past.
We have seen this happen.
And we are seeing it now.
And now,
And
listen. Me, I'm trying to remove.
So understand where he's coming from. Obviously,
I'm trying to remove politics because what is doing here, you know, Mlenga, we need to learn from politicians that have passed through political parties and yet they still remained patriotic. We have plenty of them. I can mention them.
Okay.
We had people that were very sober, very objective, and they were members of the PF. So when they spoke, they knew that they are carrying on their shoulders. They are carrying a burden for the next generation. Okay. And they spoke with soberness and with facts. The objective reality is this. Zambians are culturally bad in terms of giving back loans. Even in banks, we saw people, I don't want to mention names. There is a big guy who was running a very big company. I think you've seen some of his properties even in McKinney there. They are stuck up to now. It's issues of loans with the bank. There's nothing to do with politics.
Okay. Okay.
So the political will is what the president is showing. That's why he's calling the youths who are the number one priority on his list for empowerment and for getting CEC loans, and women for training so that they may learn how to save and how to pay bank. He's engaging banks.
Okay.
So that statement of saying it is UPND, it's neither here nor there. No wonder the CEC. Why are they saying they are going to use the credit collectors to follow up on those that have got
Okay. So as we begin to wind up, Mr. Matamba and Mr. Mulenga, quickly, the theme for this year is Voices Amplified, Innovations Ignited. As a Socialist Party, how are you interpreting this theme?
The voices can be amplified, of course.
Okay.
But UPND,
again,
they are not playing. UPND are the government, so we cannot we cannot remove them from the equation. That's the number one.
Okay.
Okay. So when I say the UPND, I mean the government. If I say the government, I mean the UPND,
Okay.
because they are the ones that are running the country.
You agree?
no?
The UPND are not running the country, or if it doesn't agree, then we don't know which ones are there.
Okay,
So,
let's make progress.
so the
I'll
voices
explain.
Okay.
Why
can
I
be
said
amplified.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The young people, they've been given a mandate. They've been given the platform to come out. Okay. But the problem is the political environment at the moment doesn't favor so much to a youth. That's the number one.
Why?
Number one is we've got selfish leaders. Okay. Number two, youths in terms of resources, because for you to be maybe for you to show relevance and also to make impact in politics, you cannot run away from the fact that you need a few resources here and there and there.
Okay.
But because the small businesses that the young people are doing, they've come to a standstill, meaning they can't fully participate. So in other words, your voices can go up. You can you can voice out. But again, you are limited to London. We say it in such a way that you are censoring yourself. You can't come out as you are supposed to come out, because by the time I'll be moving out from this studio, I'll just find 2 police officers outside there waiting for me. Either for seditious, whoever opens their mouth is seditious. And just to give a comment, I think these are laws that we should do away with. These are colonial laws.
Practices.
Yes, these are colonial laws that we're supposed to deal with, because they removed the defamation of the president, and now they brought in this. So
Okay. So the theme, let's stick to the theme, Mr. Mulenga.
Yeah.
How are you interpreting it as the Socialist Party?
it is a theme that is so good to read. It is a theme that is so good to write. But it is a theme that is so difficult to actualize, especially under the rule of the UPND. That is our short interpretation.
Okay. Mr. Matamba, Mr. Mlengovia has raised a lot of concerns, but how are you interpreting the theme as the governing party?
I'm going to interpret it because he misinterpreted it.
Okay.
Amplifying voices through what?
Innovations ignited.
Through what? Innovations ignited. The challenge with most youths, okay, that's why I'll be referring to my president. He has set up these things deliberately so that the guys can realize that no one will come and just hand you over. Get this. Remember, the second part says igniting what? Innovations. Youths must learn to be innovative. Last year, again, I have references. We were at the Pamosi Hotel. One of our youths who were very innovative was even given a $25,000 grant. Alternative to Chaco.
By who?
Alternative to Chaco. USAID in partnership with our government. Ministry of Technology and Youth.
Where is that?
Ministry of Technology and Green.
Where is that?
And that
It's in
is
Zambia.
UPND.
It's not UPND.
He needs to come back. This youth, they need to come back and show us
I
what they've
will,
done.
I will, if you want, even after, because this is the whole youth week.
Yes.
I think I can contact the ministry and then they can bring those youths on board and see what they are doing.
We need to see how far
The other one at the youth Indaba there at Mulungushi International Conference Center was given money as well. I've forgotten the figures through Absa Bank.
Where is that youth?
Is around innovativeness, because if you do not ignite, you are not creative. You are not versatile. You are monologue. You as a youth. There is a challenge there.
Okay.
There is a challenge there. So the voices, for you to be heard, I like telling youth this. You cannot just go alone. Or you are wearing a party. Listen, where there is innovation, a creativity, and a properly laid out plan on how it's going to work, my brother, you don't even need to go to the government. The bank will fund your program.
Okay. Just there.
Creativity
quickly,
is
30
paramount.
seconds, Mr. Matamba, quickly. How can we empower young people to become active contributors to their communities? 30 seconds.
I think we've mentioned what we've number one, the youths must make themselves available.
To whom?
Available to the relevant institutions that have been set up.
CEC?
CEC is there, and its ministry there, the Ministry of Youth. There are a lot of avenues and ways where the youths can be empowered. The number one thing is the youth must make he or herself available. That particular youth must make himself or herself available.
Okay, available. We get
that is number one thing. Number two, if they do not know what to do, they are, in fact, there are even private companies that help to draw up. There are women that I know. It's called the Chimwanja Cooperative. These women have been helped by someone. I even know the gentleman. I don't want to advertise him here, but he's a Tembo. Help them out, and you know what is happening? Their poultry business is growing. They have not only selling live chickens, they have now gone a little bit further to value addition by processing. And those programs are only for 2 weeks. Those are women.
Okay.
But as for the youths, my encouragement,
Mr. Matamba.
Final. For the youths, let them make themselves available.
Okay.
Do not hide behind political preferences and biases. No.
Okay. Your no has been heard. How can we empower young people to become active contributors to their communities? 30 seconds, Mr. Mulenga, as well, as we go.
Number one thing is, the youths are available. I would wish to disagree with my comrade here. The youths are available, very much available.
I said they must make themselves available.
They are very, very available. Even now, when you go to CEC, you find a queue there for people wanting to get the loans.
And they are getting.
But the problem is the selection is selective. Okay?
The selection is selective.
Yes, the selection is selective, especially to those that are aligned with the UPND. Then the other thing is, youths are available, comrade. Wherever you go. Even now, if I was to be told there is a certain program running somewhere, I would go there because I'm available. But the problem is, opportunities that come for the youth, they are only shared amongst those people that are aligned with the governing party. Okay? Then, even when you go in bus stations, okay, you find buses labeled CEC, empowered by CEC. When you find, when you dig the details and the people that are owning those buses are UPND affiliated members. You will not find a socialist party being given a bus to run in Limba Tower, to run in Intercity or City Market. Those are facts. If we're just to be calling a spade a spade.
So we have youths. I want to be asked to be very fair to one another. Do we have youths from the Socialist Party, non-youths, that have applied for these loans? We have.
Okay. We have Comrade Lusamboy has applied.
Okay.
Okay. And sometimes even when he was applying, the other time people would be like, you are known, you're always on TV denouncing the failures of UPND. Who do you think will give you the empowerment? Then lastly, we want permanency.
Okay.
Youths cannot only be used in the time of elections. If you see in 1991, if you see in 2011, if you see in 2021, it's the youths that have been making the government to change. So we want permanence in what we can give them. Let's not just empower them with a 350 cash for work. Let's not just give them a few coins here and there, because a 350 or 700 do not take you anywhere.
Okay.
You use it for 3 or 4 days, but cash for work does not come every day. So we need programs or jobs, or rather services, that is going to empower the youth in long term. Like I said in our preamble, to say the problem is the UPND have brought this culture of not planning far ahead. They can only plan in a course of weeks or a month. But things to do with long-term planning, I think that is where they are also failing.
Okay. Okay, gentlemen, we need to go, unfortunately. We need to go, but let me thank you more sincerely, Mr. Matamba from the United Party for National Development, UPND, for coming through. Mr. Mulenga from the Socialist Party, SP, thank you so much for coming through. And please kindly send my belated birthday wishes to Comrade President Fred Membe. Yesterday was his birthday, I'm meant to believe.
Of course.
Yes, so send my regards to him. Mr. Matamba, you as well, send my regards to President Hakainde Hichilema, and but through you, let me tap into his discipline as well.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. There you have it, viewers. Those were my two guests, and we're having an interesting discussion here regarding Youth Day and how they're interpreting their themes. Regardless of political affiliations and differences, they remain Zambians, and it's one Zambia, one nation, like President Hakainde Hichilema puts it, one people. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have to go. Thank you so much, my director, for your patience and for the extra minutes. We value your association with us this morning, and to all the viewers out there, thank you so much. We'll see you when you see us. I have been Tapelo Joe Smarter. Good morning. Okay.